But first, an innovation that still leaves me open-mouthed. It's been around for about 25 years, but only this month have we seen the arrival of 3D printers for the home. Two people fully clued up on printing in 3 dimensions join me now. Please welcome technology presenter LJ Rich and 3D printing expert Sylvain Plumont. LJ, lovely to see you, Sylvain. So, why was this invented, LJ? What's the sort of whole reason behind it?
Well, when you have a 3D printer, instead of being able to just print something in 2 dimensions, you can print slices of things and start making prototypes of things much more easily than the old style, which would involve injecting plastic into moulds.
But how do they work?
Well, it's actually quite simple. When you think about it, all you're doing is you're printing one layer of something, then the next layer of something, then the next layer of something, until you build up a 3D item.
So it is, in effect, all those little bits of paper just stacked on top of one another.
Yes.
Do we really need one in the home?
Well, it's only recently that it's started to become a bit more possible for us to have this in the home. These things used to cost around £20,000. You can now get them for around £1,000 or so.
Goodness me. Well, Sylvain, how long have you been working with these 3D printers?
Forever. Like months is at least.
Yeah, at least months. You've got one working here. Come on here, let's have a look at this. So, what are you doing for us here? Oh, gosh.
A little bit of a cup for a coffee, but a small espresso coffee.
Demi-tasse.
Yeah.
So it's making a cup.
Yeah.
Now, is this the kind of thing that one can get at home now?
Definitely. These type of machines now cost, like you said, around £1,000.
Yeah.
It's a perfect gift for a youngster or
a technocrat and aspiring.
Not even. Now, these days, you can just go online on a website. They say, for example, one is myminifactory.com.
Yeah.
You go, you pick an object that you like, download it for free, send it to the machine will print it for you, and that's all free.
It will make it for you. We call it printing, but it's actually making an object.
You're very right. Making is the right word.
Yeah. To talk us, because that's what we've got 3 machines here. What's the difference between them?
Oh, basically the cost, the brand. They come from all over the world. This one is coming from the US. That one here from Europe.
So that one from the which is the more sophisticated?
They are all comparable. This is coming from the US. This is coming from the Netherlands, and that one over there is coming from China.
Now, this looks much simpler, LJ, than the others.
Well, you know what? You can even make these yourself. You can 3D print bits of these 3D printers, and then you can put them together and create another 3D printer. So you can actually get pre-assembled ones, which is what these ones are, but you can also build your own 3D printer. This is coming down the line. We're looking at, in a few years' time, it's possible for us to have these in our house. It's just a question of making sure that people can use them really easily. I mean, remember when smartphones first came out, and they were quite bewildering, and once we became used to being able to take photographs with them and answer calls, they changed the way that we behave. That's going to happen with 3D printing. It's starting to come down in price now, but it's still in its infancy. So we look at this and think, wow, how on earth is this going to work? But it's coming. They're
going to change in shape as well over the years, obviously, become more sophisticated looking. One man whose work is currently on display at London's Science Museum is 3D printer Asa Ashwak. Asa, how long have you been making 3D objects?
Well, since the late 90s, maybe.
So a long time. That's 20 years. Show us the kind of things that you've made then. I mean, they're weird and wonderful looking objects here.
The notion of assembly, for example, here we can produce objects that are made out of a pattern of little small objects, but are coming out as one solid object, so no assembly.
So what's that?
This is a light. I know it looks a bit funny, but you can see that this might be a new lighting object in your living room.
It seems to me that we're sort of making things that we then have to find a use for, rather than the other way about. We want something, and therefore we'll make it. This is, we'll make it, and then we'll see what we can do with it. Is that fair, or is that a bit unfair?
Well, actually, there is a big news here about, well, for the people that want to personalize objects, or to get objects that are made for them, and not for the millions.
Oh, right. So you can, but this, and I recognise this. So you can make, and you've made, a lemon squeezer.
So this is just to demonstrate the ability to shape change virtual objects on the screens and then send them to production. So you get a father and a mother, and then you have permutations of little different objects that you can all make at home using a certain interface.
So it's rather posh sort of Airfix kits, really, isn't it? It's
so.
moved on about 50 years, really, from doing that kind of thing.
Yes, although, when you look at something like this, these sorts of things you can't really print or make normally, and with 3D printing you can build something that looks kind of impossible.
It's a ball within a ball.
Yes.
They are astonishing things that you're able to do. And we've got down here a model of your... So this was made on a 3D printer, a model of yourself, is it?
This is me.
Oh, that's
actually.
you. Sylvain, that's absolutely incredible. I mean...
This is a new service that we create within Selfridges next week, and
Yeah.
people can come in, get scanned in our booth, and just a couple of seconds, and after a couple of weeks, they receive... A couple of days, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
A couple of days, they receive their own model printed, either size.
Goodness me, so... this is going to put Madame Tussauds out of business, isn't it, really?
Not really, because you don't want to see famous stars like this. You just want to see your grandchildren's, or yourself, or your friends.
LJ, that's astonishing, isn't it?
You know, yes, you're going to have to check your
I'm
back
seeing
of
there,
your
and I've
head.
got him here. I mean, it really is a proper 3D model of...
It's quite uncanny because we're very used to looking at 2D things, and when you see a picture of a person that you're seeing in 2D suddenly rendered in 3 dimensions, it's a little strange. We'll probably get used to it, though.
Well, I had to. I went to Madame Tussauds to look at myself. When you can walk round yourself, it's very odd, I can tell you. Now, we've got a 3D hand, Anita, that they've made recently. What do you make of the 3D hand?
Really
Is it going to be
exciting.
useful?
A British inventor has managed to create a prosthetic hand, a fully functioning hand, which can be printed out of a printer. This could actually completely change the world of medicine. Currently, we spend about £70,000 on the NHS to buy just one prosthetic hand. You can print one for about £600. Incredible.
Gosh, so it really is going to transform medicine as well.
absolutely.
It's not just, then, LJ, for fun at home. This has a real practical application, and particularly in medicine, then, as well, as Anita
Yes,
says.
actually, there are 3D printers that can print human ear cartilage now.
Gosh.
And there's also experiments into printing organs as well. So the applications are beyond, you know, just busts of yourself.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things that you can do.
These are fun ways of showing just how far it can go, but for good reasons, good means. We'll be keeping a watchful eye on our 3D printer over there. Fingers crossed I'll have a cup by the end of the show. My thanks for now, though, to Asa, Sylvain and LJ. Thank you very much. Thank you.